This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, keeping you informed about the happenings in Annapolis and the area. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and of course, local weather. The Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Wednesday, October 30th, 2019. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. In an update to a story we told you about on the 24th of October, Anne Arundel County Police responded to Audrey Avenue and Ruth Street in Brooklyn Park for a reported shooting. They found a 45-year-old man who had been shot multiple times lying on the sidewalk, and he was transported to a local hospital with what they believed would be non-life-threatening injuries. Well, Robert Lee Thomas has been identified as the victim. He is 45 years old from the 1400 block of Audrey Avenue. And on October 28th, he did pass away. An autopsy was performed, and they are waiting for the exact cause and manner of death. But homicide detectives were back on the scene yesterday in an effort to locate more witnesses, as well as securing any digital evidence, cameras, videos, etc. From the initial call, there was one witness, and all they could give was that it was an African-American male in dark clothing. There was no other description available. If anybody has any information, they're asked to call the Anne Arundel County Police at 410-222-4731. Very early yesterday morning at 1:10 a.m. up in Pasadena, Anne Arundel County Police were called for a citizen robbery at Fort Smallwood Road and Bar Harbor Road. The victim said he was approached by three unknown males in a silver minivan. They displayed a handgun, demanded property. The victim didn't comply, and the minivan drove away. While officers were responding, they did see a van that matched the description. They stopped it, and the three suspects were positively identified by the victim. Police did find an air gun made to look exactly like a Glock handgun in the vehicle. Charged in this incident were a 19-year-old from Pasadena, a 16-year-old from Bowie, who was charged as an adult, and a 17-year-old from Millersville. Each of them was charged with armed robbery, first-degree assault, second-degree assault, and reckless endangerment. And some good news from the police department. The Anne Arundel County Police and the Annapolis City Police all participated in the National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day on Saturday, and what a success it was. Anne Arundel County collected 342 pounds of prescription medications that were unused. Over here in Annapolis, it was 80 pounds. The Drug Enforcement Agency was on hand as well to remind people that were dropping off never to put them down into toilets or pour them into drains, and always dispose of them properly. And to dispose of them properly, you can go to any of the Anne Arundel County or Annapolis City police stations. They do have drop boxes in the lobbies. Well, it looks like Governor Hogan lit a fire under the MDTA's ass a little bit. They sent out a release yesterday explaining what they are going to do to ease the traffic backups on the Bay Bridge due to their construction project. Beginning immediately, there will be extra crews, and they are going to be working around the clock as opposed to just evenings. The work will be done both day and night, 7 days a week. They are going to work through Thanksgiving week. That was supposed to be a week off for them, but they are going to continue to work through the week. They're working with the tourism offices to promote go early, stay late offers. And this is to help spread out the travel to and from the Eastern Shore during the holiday season. This is the Maryland Department of Commerce Office of Tourism is looking for new offers to encourage travelers to go early and stay late, which will enhance their existing Home for the Holidays initiative. They are going to be moving to all electronic tolling very quickly. It is developing an aggressive construction timeline to implement all electronic tolling. First, workers are going to demolish specific toll booths to create wider lanes. They will install overhead tolling gantries to implement cashless tolling full-time next year. And then the second phase of that would be to demolish the entire toll plaza, reconstruct the roadway, and fill the toll collector access tunnel. They're working to improve the flow in the direction of traffic. SHA has dispatched additional CHART vehicles to address any incidents on 50 or any parallel routes during periods of peak traffic. And CHART is the Chesapeake Area Regional Transit System, and that's the people that you see all the cameras on if you go to chart.org. And they are also working very closely with Queen Anne's and Anne Arundel counties to make sure that there is a balanced approach to westbound and eastbound traffic movement approaching the bridge. So it looks like better things are coming to the Bay Bridge backups. I'm not sure we can say it's going to be good because it's going to be inconvenient any way you look at it, but it is a step in the right direction. Speaking of steps in the right direction, when you go out trick-or-treating, you want to make sure that you are safe, and Maryland Department of Transportation and the State Highway Administration are giving away light-up bracelets to help keep trick-or-treaters safe on Halloween. With us now, we have SHA spokesman Charlie Gischler, who can explain it. Actually, you're going to be able to pick it up at your local Giant.
Well, it looks like trick-or-treat time is here, and MDTA is offering light-up bracelets to help keep trick-or-treaters safe. The Maryland Department of Transportation, State Highway Administration, MDTA, and the Motor Vehicle Administration want children to see and be seen this holiday. Now, to increase visibility of Maryland's youngest pedestrians, the agencies will distribute light-up bracelets on Wednesday, October 30th from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. at participating giant food stores in the area and at select MDTA maintenance shops and MDTA branches. MDTA is providing the bracelets for children to wear while trick-or-treating and is distributing bookmarks with safety tips as part of its Light Up for Safety Walk Smart initiative. You can go to roads.maryland.gov and find out participating locations.
And a little bit of a World Series update. Man, I'll tell you, the Nationals are hanging in there. We are all tied up at 3-3 apiece, and this is going to Game 7 a little bit later on tonight. And should the Nationals win the World Series, this will be the first World Series ever where nobody won a home game. How's that for a fact? All right, that does it for the top news today. Please make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net throughout the day because we do update it throughout the day. And please give us a recommendation to your friends and family and colleagues because that'd be nice and we really appreciate it. And we are coming into the holiday season. Other than that, you need to hang tight. I've got George Young with your local DMV weather forecast. He's standing by right after this message from Mac Medics.
Have you ever been to the Annapolis Mall when it opens for the day? Maybe you've noticed the line of folks waiting to get into the Apple Store. As you may know, I'm a Mac user, and today's episode of the Daily News Brief, in fact, all of the episodes of the Daily News Brief have been produced right here on my Mac computer. What you might not know about is Mac Medics. They were founded here in Annapolis in 1989, and they are an Apple-authorized premium service provider, the only one in the Baltimore-Annapolis, D.C. area. And what that means to you is that they repair all Apple devices, including the iPhone screens and batteries, all without an appointment. And most repairs are done the same day, usually within 2 hours. They also sell everything except the iPhone and the watch for the same price as Apple. I don't know why you would go anywhere else. Give them a call at 410-757-MACS, or if you're not into the whole letter thing, 410-757-6227. Stop by their retail store in Severna Park on Benfield Road or their service center in Lanham, right off of Route 50. Or you can always check them out online at macmedics.com. I'll tell you, they've saved me quite a few times, and I know they can save you.
Going out? You need the most up-to-date local weather. Here's George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis with today's forecast.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Wednesday, October 30th. Today will be much like yesterday with plenty of clouds in the skies above Anne Arundel County and high temps in the 60s, but a chance of rain does enter the picture today in the PM hours, especially after the PM rush hour, though overall amount should be fairly light. Then comes Halloween Thursday tomorrow with humid highs in the 70s, along with breezy PM winds of 20 to 30 miles per hour at times, and a chance of showers during trick-or-treat hours, with a greater chance of rain late tomorrow into early Friday morning as a cold front moves through from the west-southwest, which will lead to clearing skies on Friday, with temps in the upper 50s to lower 60s for highs. As for the weekend, it'll be clear and cool, with sunny highs each day in the 50s, and the potential for the first freeze of the season Sunday night into early Monday morning as kids head off to school. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DMV Weather. Make it a great day out there, and be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching for DC MDTA Weather in the Apple or Google App Stores. And also follow us on Facebook and Twitter and on our website at dmvweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
Here's to the teacher who spends her weekend helping children who need a little extra attention. To the soldier who missed the birth of his baby while serving overseas. To the EMT working full-time and taking night classes. To the police officers and firefighters working long hours away from their families to keep our families safe. Here's to you, our hometown heroes. I'm Alan Hyatt, Chairman and President of Severn Bank, and we know there are many heroes among us, men and women who serve without expecting anything in return, which is why we're honored to offer our Hometown Heroes program to educators, law enforcement officers, firefighters, first responders, healthcare workers, and military personnel. Whether you're opening a checking account or buying a new home, we're here to give back to you. Learn more about our Hometown Heroes program at severnbank.com. Severn Bank, here with you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., keeping you informed with the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. And take a moment to listen to our other podcast, The Maryland Crabs, released every Thursday at noon.